Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I know I haven't posted in a while, so this video is going to kind of be explaining what's been going on and what's going to be happening with the YouTube channel and my website in the future. I did post something on my story a little bit ago saying I was going to make this video. I definitely wanted to get this out at some point in November. So this will probably be posted on Black Friday or somewhere around there. We will be doing a sale. It's going to be 15% off site-wide, but I'll get into that a little more in the video. Basically, what's been going on is I haven't had any time to really edit any of the videos that I filmed. I have a lot of stuff filmed. I just didn't have time to edit it. I really wanted to get that one video a week thing going on, and it wasn't going to work. With the volume of orders that I was getting before, it was kind of doable. And then around ferry to ferry, my orders skyrocketed. The orders like doubled. So it really pushed my time back for that stuff, and I had to prioritize the orders. So there was a few weeks where I skipped a video to get orders done, and then I was trying to still post that one video a week thing, and it got to the point where I was like a month behind on orders, and that's literally like all I was doing in my free time was just orders. I haven't really worked on any of these bikes at all. You may notice there is a new one here, which I will talk about in a second. But yeah, I just didn't really have time for anything, trying to do the YouTube channel and the orders all at the same time. And honestly, I was kind of getting sick of the orders. That was really all I was doing. For those of you that don't know, I do work full time outside of doing the Zoom ZUMA stuff. The Zoom ZUMA stuff is just kind of like a small little side thing I do. I don't really do it to make money to live off of or anything like that. It's kind of just, helping out people that need like custom parts and stuff like that. And really just like making some side money for me just to fund these builds. I really don't use the money for anything else. It either goes into these Zumas or it goes into the business itself. Like I've used it to buy printers and stuff like that to kind of, make everything a little more easier and time efficient with the orders. But I do this stuff out of my bedroom, so I can't like stock a bunch of product or do anything like that. That's why all the stuff that I do make and is 3D printed is made to order. And that's something that's probably not going to change for a while. I really just don't have room to stock all these products and stuff like that. Merch is going to be continued that my stock will be renewed every Friday. So if you order something, it'll either get shipped out right away if I have the size, and if I don't have the size, it'll be sent out basically every Friday. So that stuff with the merch isn't really going to change. That's all going to stay the same. In the next year, I would like to make some more merch options because the t-shirts sell all right, but I definitely want to make more of them. I think there are a few people out there that think they are cool, and there's not really like a whole lot of options for two-stroke scooter like t-shirt and merchandise and stuff like that. So I do want to make some hats and stuff like that, but we'll see if I have time for that down the road. With the website stuff, what's probably going to happen with this is after Black Friday, I might close the website for a little bit. I am definitely a lot more caught up on orders as of today than I was like a few weeks ago. It was getting to the point where I was almost 2 months behind on orders because I literally could just not keep up with the volume of orders I was getting. I'll put a little graph up there that I screenshotted a while ago from when I first realized why my order volume was like that. But it's almost doubled. So it was all right to keep up with before, but once I started getting all those orders, and it was really tough because I do work about 50 hours a week at my actual job. And then, I get home and I maybe can squeeze out like one order a day during the week. And then on the weekends, I normally do, anywhere from like 5 to 10 orders. But it takes, I mean, even just printing stuff, it takes like 2 days sometimes just to print one thing. I only have two printers right now. I don't really have room anywhere for a third one. Maybe in the future I can kind of figure something out, but as of right now, I'm just rocking with the two printers and I make everything myself. I don't have like a team or employees or anything like that. Like I assemble everything myself, and the stuff that that I kind of buy and modify and resell, like there are some turn signals and stuff like that that I get from sellers, whether it's like Amazon or eBay or something like that, and then I modify them to work on the ZUMA specifically. I really don't have a whole lot on my website that I just buy and resell. Most of it is all designed by me and assembled by me. So there's really not like a lot of stuff that is just like drop shipped or stuff like that. Like I put a lot of effort into all the products that I sell. So I appreciate you guys being patient with all that, because I know there was a few people that had to wait like a month, almost a month and a half for their orders to get shipped. So I do appreciate you guys being really patient and understanding with that, because it definitely is tough to squeeze out all those orders in such a short amount of time with one person. And it's like I said, it's not like I'm working on this stuff full time. So with the limited free time that I do have, that's mostly what I've been working on. That's normally my busy season. During the winter, it slows down a lot, which I know I've told a lot of you that. And that's when I'm gonna try to do like the bug eye headlights and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll get to that anymore this winter. I did want to do at least like 10 of those. Maybe I'll get to like 5. Maybe I'll get 15 done. I don't know. But those are going to be, once I make a set amount, that's all there's going to be for the year, and you'll have to wait till next year to order those. So I know those have been kind of like a requested thing that a lot of you have wanted me to make. So I'm going to try to squeeze those out this winter, but I'm not going to guarantee that there's going to be a bunch of those. It's just kind of going to be whatever I have time for. The fuel gauge kit, I don't think I'm going to do this winter. I really just don't think I'm going to have the time for that. Those are probably the most time consuming kit that I do make. So that might be a next winter project, or if I get bored during next summer or something like that, which I don't know if will happen because I do have a lot of projects going on. What's been happening with the price increase on my site, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, pretty much everything has gone up except the headlights. The headlights are my best seller. That's the first product that I made. That's what got me started, and I want to try to keep those as reasonably priced as possible. So I've tried to not really touch the price on those at all. However, because of the tariffs, I have been paying a bunch more for a lot of the materials that I've been getting. A lot of the electrical components and stuff like that is very hard to find for a decent price in the US, and it's still cheaper to just buy it from China and pay the tariffs than it is to just buy it from the US. So that's why the price has been increasing on a lot of the products on my site, and it probably will continue to do so as the tariffs rise, because they just keep going up and up in percentage. I've heard quite a bit of horror stories, people saying they're paying like 100% or 150% of what they paid for their product in tariffs, which that's absolutely crazy to me. But I mean, I 100% believe it. I mean, you guys saw the video that I did with the forks on the Baja build. I ended up paying $1,000 to get these forks into the US. So, I definitely understand it. I had to stop. I had to take a lot of products off my site because it wasn't going to be reasonable to have customers pay that much for what I would have to charge with the tariffs included in the price. So that being said, there is a lot of people that still want the oil plugs and still want the rectifier kits. Those are the two most expensive things right now that I can't do anything with because of the tariffs. The rectifier kits right now, I order them from the same place that I have the oil plugs done. Both of those I haven't ordered any more of. We are out of stock on the oil plugs, and we are soon to be out of stock on the rectifier kit boards. Those PCBs are getting really expensive now. And again, even ordering them in the US somewhere, it's still close to the same price as what it is with the tariffs. So it's just going to have to cost that much either way. What I want to do in the future, if these tariffs keep going up in price, we are going to do some price and cost offloading onto other products. So the headlights might be going up in price a little bit. Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep those a decent cost. But everything else is just gonna go up in price a little bit to kind of offload the cost of all the stuff that is getting hit by the tariffs. So hopefully that will make the oil plugs not cost $90 a piece for a little plug like that. Hopefully it'll make the rectifier kit not cost $300 for a rectifier kit. Right now, the rectifier kit has doubled in price. It's up about $100 now. So I'm gonna try to kind of adjust the prices for all those things to level out the playing field between both of those because nobody's gonna buy this stuff if it's, $300, $400 a piece for these kits. So that's like the only thing I can think of to make it worth it and not just stop selling it altogether. Like I said, I've looked in the US for a lot of this stuff, a lot of the CNC stuff. Maybe, somebody can let me know, like if you guys have somebody that or a company that that does really great stuff with the CNC, both anodizing and like screen printing or laser etching on there. I do want all of those options. So if you guys know people and you want to leave them in the comments, please let me know because I am looking for somebody in the US that is going to be a very cost-effective option opposed to what I'm paying with the tariffs. The other thing that's going to be changing with the website is we are going to be selling used products on there now too. So I have a lot of pre-bug stuff that I just don't really need anymore. I was kind of hoarding it. I bought this bike and I was able to fix everything on here for free just with all the parts that I had. Same thing goes with this thing. Obviously, we bought some new parts for it, but all the things that I needed OEM that needed to be replaced on this, I pretty much replaced them for free from just parts I had laying around. So that being said, there is quite a bit of stuff that I know I'm not going to use, whether it's aftermarket parts that I'm not going to use, OEM parts that I know I won't ever need, stuff like that. Even some prints that I printed that there might be a small little imperfection in it and I just don't want to sell it at full price. All that stuff is going to be under the new and used parts tab on my site. So you can go on there, you can look, it's going to be changing all the time. It's primarily going to be pre-bug ZUMA stuff. There might be some bug-eye stuff. There might be some random scooter stuff on there for other brands of scooters. Maybe some Spree stuff, maybe some Dio or Elite stuff. I have an Aerox rim that I'm going to sell on there. There might even be some other motorcycle stuff. So it's going to be a pretty wide range of stuff at some point, but right now it's basically going to all just be pre-bug ZUMA stuff. But keep an eye out on there because you might find a good deal on a used part. Some stuff I am going to put on there price kind of high that I don't really want to get rid of, but I would get rid of it for the right price. So if you guys want to pay that, you can have it. In the US, the shipping cost will be probably rolled into the price of whatever I price the part at because I can kind of get away with that with the prices of shipping in the US right now. If I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to limit all those used parts to just in the US or if I'm going to do worldwide shipping on there because right now I do international shipping on my site, but some of these used parts are kind of big, so I don't know how that would necessarily be. So I'm not 100% sure on that right now, but just know for those of you in the US, you definitely will be able to buy those parts and it'll have free shipping. So the shipping price will be rolled into the price of the part. I'm pretty excited for that because there is quite a bit of stuff that I did want to sell. And I just think it would make more sense to sell it right on my site instead of trying to deal with marketplace or just put it on eBay or stuff like that. Because I know there is already obviously most of the people that shop on my site have Zumas, so it'd be a good spot for people to look at some of that used stuff and decide if they want it or not. So I am pretty excited that we're doing that. Now I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. This is a new purchase. I bought this bike and a whole bunch of parts for $500. It didn't look like this when I got it, and I didn't film anything on this bike. I got this. I was thinking about filming, fixing it all up and stuff like that, and I decided I really am not going to get a whole lot done on this if I decide to film everything. It just takes so much longer. And then, who knows when I'm going to get to editing the videos and all that. So I decided this bike was just going to be fixed up on my own time, nothing to do with the YouTube channel. There will be future videos on it, but I fixed this thing up in like 4 days. When I got it, it started, but it didn't really run. None of these plastics were on it. It was pretty beat up. Everything was like ran the wrong way with the cables and stuff like that. It had like some straight drag bars that I didn't really love on it. There was quite a bit that was different with it, which I'll make a separate video for this at some point. But it cleaned up really nice. The only thing is it doesn't have a title right now. So this bike I may be selling in the future. When we go to Mid-Ohio this coming up year, I will be bringing this with us. So if you are there, this might be for sale. Other than that, if I can get a title for it, I'm definitely going to keep it because I want to like on-road stunt bike. But unfortunately in New York, you just really can't get a title for a lot of stuff. Luckily, the previous owner of this was in PA and he is working on getting me a title through the state of Pennsylvania. So we will see what ends up happening with that. But as of right now, it did clean up very nice and I am very happy with it. This blue one, which I named Wheeze, this is a 1990, which you guys have previously seen on the channel. This one doesn't really need a whole lot right now. It basically just needs to be gone through and cleaned up a little bit, but it's very all together right now. The only thing that I want to do to it is put the factory turn signals back on the front and put the factory brake light and turn signals back on the back. I am looking for this top gauge cluster piece too. So if you have this plastic piece, it doesn't need to be this blue color, but if you have the one for the drum style brakes without the hole for the reservoir, please let me know because I am interested in buying one of those that is uncracked and is very good condition. This one, so right now it doesn't have oil injection. If I get it on the road, I do want to put the oil injection back in. So it'll need oil injection and just some other little stuff cleaned up. The tires are on wrong, the front's in the rear and the rear's in the front. So that needs to be switched, but everything else on here is pretty good to go now. This one, we are going to have a video next month with this. So I recorded that video a while ago, but that video is me basically doing all this cosmetic stuff to it. Going forward from that video, we are going to be doing the exhaust at some point. So I cleaned up my old exhaust. I might make a short about that. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to do exhaust, CVT stuff, and a carb. Right now we're not building the motor on it, but that may change in the future. So that's what needs to get done with this. Oh, and the seat cover is going to get done too. I do have that, so we are going to definitely be doing a video on that. And then Bruce, my 89 prebug, that one just needs, it's basically all together. It just needs to be tuned. And it seems like there's a small air leak somewhere because it does heat up a little bit if you go full throttle, a little too much, and it's not too lean. It's as rich as I can get the jetting right now with it still running properly. It still gets hot. So we're going to have to look into that a little bit and figure out what's wrong with that. But that thing's a ripper right now. It has a C16 exhaust on it. It has a Corsa in it. So I'll do a whole video on this and kind of give you guys all parts breakdown of what I have on there at some point when that is done. But it's basically all together. There's just a lot of little finishing touches that need to get done. Just some little graphic stuff, tuning the CVT and the carb a little more, fixing that air leak. And then it's basically all good to go. And that's going to be the final version of that bike. In the meantime, pretty soon, we are going to have a powder coating video about this too. That will be coming up. But I am going to be making these fuel bottles now. This one I've been testing. It seems like it's been holding up pretty good. But these are ZUMA race bottles. So I will be powder coating these bottles. I'm going to have a few different colors. So we're going to be powder coating these. And then we're going to be powder coating the helmet hooks that I have made by Sencut Send. Sencut Send does offer powder coating, but that part is just too small for them to powder coat. So I'm going to be doing that all at home now. So hopefully you guys will think the color options are cool. I am open to requests for those too. Maybe cost a little extra for color requests, but I would be willing to do that too if that's something you guys are interested in. Now, in terms of the YouTube channel, I definitely do still want to keep making videos for that. And like I said before, I do have a lot of stuff filmed already. I think I have like 5 or 6 videos filmed. I just haven't had the time to edit for those. So those will be being posted on a 1 per month basis. We will probably be doing maybe like 2 shorts a month, 3 shorts. I don't know, something around there. Maybe not any. I'm not 100% sure on those, but I'd like to do at least like 2 a month and then one long form video. I think that will probably be a good combination. Like I said, I just unfortunately don't have time for the 1 video a week schedule as much as I did like doing that. It was just too much with having to work full time and run the website and do any other, little personal stuff that I had to. Also like electrical side jobs and stuff like that. Like there was a lot of stuff that I was doing and I just did not have time to do all of it. And I want to keep a healthy balance between, working on this stuff and having fun and doing stuff with my friends and, being able to still work and do the side jobs and, all this Zoom and Zuma stuff because I do enjoy doing this. And it's super cool, like to just see the community and stuff like that, talk to everybody. I've made a good amount of friends through the scooters and stuff like that, and I've definitely like met people and have relationships with people that I never thought I would have. Getting my lights on Mop Boys and stuff like that was a really big thing for me. It really helped like boost the website and all that stuff, so that really helped. I did also get my lights on Scooter Swap Shop. They were selling on there for a little bit. That didn't end up happening for long though, because it just didn't really make sense to price those on there, like wholesale for that and be selling them on my site. It just didn't really make the most sense, but it was pretty cool to have Brandon reach out to me and have those on there. Just so you guys know too, I did want to address this in a video because I do get questions all the time about this. My lights are only currently sold on ZUMINZUMA.com. That's it. The only places that they have been sold was ZUMINZUMA.com, Team Calamari, Zuma's R Us, and Scooter Swap Shop. That's it. They've never been sold anywhere else. They were never sold on Amazon. They were never sold on Etsy. They were never sold on eBay or any other weird website. Those are not my lights. If you want to buy those, I don't care. They're not mine. They are a very similar copy design of my lights, but I'm not going to warranty somebody else's product. I get a lot of questions where people think I don't know if they think they're ordering my lights or they're trying to scam me or what. They order lights from those other sellers and then they try to give refunds from me when they break, and I have to tell them those are not my lights. If you buy them off my site, you will get an order number, and I need your order number and name, and I will do a refund for you. I have not needed to do that many refunds. Really, the only ones I can think that I've ever done was one, shipping issues, two, damages in shipping. So those really aren't my fault. Those are all shipping related. Technically, that is the shipping carrier's responsibility, but I do understand it's kind of a pain to work with them sometimes. So a lot of times I just end up refunding the customer. And then the only other time there was one small flaw that I had in a part, and then I had to do like a small little recall on 5 of the rec kits that I sold because the wiring harness was the wrong one. Amazon sent me the wrong connector and I didn't realize it. I put like 5 kits together, shipped them out, and then that's after I shipped them out, I realized that they were the wrong one. So those are the only things I've ever really needed a refund. But I get more messages about other people's products needing refunds than I do my own. And I have to tell those people that they're not mine. And obviously I'm not going to warranty somebody else's product. So just be aware of that when you guys are ordering stuff. When this video posts, the only place that I will be selling is ZUMINZUMA.com, my own website. Like I said, they were selling on Scooter Swap Shop for a bit. If you see them on there again and they say ZUMIN Zuma, they're mine. But Amazon, eBay, Etsy, those aren't my lights. So just be aware of that. I think I've covered basically everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Be on the lookout because I will be posting those other videos as I edit them throughout the next few months. Like I said, this coming up Black Friday, we will be doing a 15% sale on everything on the website. I think I'm going to start doing that as the only sale of the year because it's just a little hard to keep track of some stuff. Once in a while, I might do a sale on, like, certain product if it's not selling great or something like that. But other than that, 15% on Black Friday, I think is all I'm going to do in terms of sales because with the way that the inflation has been recently with the tariffs and all that stuff, I can't really afford to do the discounts as frequently as I was doing before. Pretty much every like holiday, the first 2 years that I was selling, pretty much like every holiday I would have some sort of discount, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore just because, like I was talking about before with the price offloading, it just doesn't make sense to do it like that. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions in the comments about what's going to be happening in the future, anything that I didn't cover, please let me know. Leave that in the comments. For those of you that are still waiting on your orders, thank you for being patient. They will be shipping soon. I have drastically caught up over the last few weeks because orders have started to slow down. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be shutting orders down completely after Black Friday or just limiting some stuff, or if the order volume like naturally slows down on its own, I'll leave the site alone. But just be aware of that Black Friday might be November, December might be the last few months that you have to order for this year. So thank you guys for supporting me. Thanks for watching the YouTube channel and stuff like that. I know the YouTube channel isn't super big right now, but I definitely would like to post more on there and grow that a lot more. I mean, there is definitely a market for the scooter stuff. It's small, but I know people do like to watch it and see it. So we will be making some more moto vlogs and stuff this coming up summer. This winter, what we have in store is going to be some stuff on this bike, some stuff on the blue bike, and maybe I will make some more stuff on the white one. But next summer, I have some plans for some videos, so we'll definitely be doing those. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely go check out all the videos that I have on this bike right here. This has been the face of the channel, pretty much. We're definitely get a lot more mix in here going forward, but this is what I have primarily posted right now. So if you guys think this Baja enduro scooter is cool, go check out those videos. I think we do have a video. Yeah, we do have one video on that blue one too, so you can check that out. But in the meantime, happy holidays, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.